Hello students, welcome back to Unix programming class. Today we will be studying about the two files etc password and etc shadow, which are used for storing user information like password of the user and other informations. These are user profile files. All information except the password encryption is stored in etc password. Okay, so all information of the user except the password encryption. What is password encryption? So for every user there will be a password for login, right? So then that password will be encrypted. Encrypted means converted into some other form, so that if anybody goes through that file, they shouldn't understand what the password is. The conversion of one form of data to another form of data, which is not understandable by the unauthorized users, is called as encryption. Okay, so that encrypted password is stored in etc password file, and the encrypted password is stored in etc shadow. Okay, so password will not be stored in etc password, but that will be stored in encrypted password will be stored in etc shadow. Okay, an entry, the corresponding entry will be made in etc password. Okay, the encrypted password will be stored in etc shadow. The corresponding entry will be made in etc password. We'll see how that entry looks like and what are its contents. So this is the content of the file etc shadow, sorry, etc password. Okay, so the entry will be made in etc password. So this entry will be made in etc password. Okay, this entry has 7 fields. We'll see what are those fields. So there are 7 fields. The first field is the username. So what is this username? It is used to log on to the Unix system. So it is Oracle here. Okay, the username is Oracle here. So as what, using what, like Sharma or Kumar or CSE, any username. In our lab we use AIT student, isn't it? So such usernames will be stored in the first field, which is used to log into the Unix system. Then password. So password is no longer storing the password encryption, because it will be stored in etc shadow, right? So it is simply an X here. So earlier in the same file, password also, encrypted password also was stored, but for the security purpose now it is stored in etc shadow. Okay, now that password is no longer stored, simply an X will be placed there. Okay, then the third field is the UID. This 210 is the UID, the user's numerical ID. Okay, that 210 is the user's numerical ID. Oracle user's numerical ID is 210. No two users will have the same ID. It is a unique identification number, right? ID is anyway unique identification. So that UID will not be repeated for any other users. Then the GID, this 241 is the GID. It is the group ID, which is the user's numerical group ID. Okay, which is the user's numerical group ID, which is 241. Then the comment, this one, this field. See, all the fields are separated by colons, right? All the fields are separated by colons. You can see the separation there. Next field is the RDBMS, which is a comment or CGOS. User details like name, address, etc. will be stored. So here it is the RDBMS. This name is used in the at the front of the email address. See, whenever you receive an email from any person, their name will be given in the first column, right? And beside that the subject will be there. If you click on the subject, the mail will open, right? So that name which is appearing beside the subject of the mail, that will be this name. Okay, this RDBMS. Whenever the mail from Oracle user comes, then the name the RDBMS will be appearing. The mail from the RDBMS has come, that will be appearing. Okay, at the receiver's end the RDBMS will be shown, and that Oracle, maybe the email address is oracle@heavens.com, where heavens is the domain name. So as we have acharya.ac.in, there acharya is the domain name, right? So here heavens.com. So heavens is the, or gmail.com when you go, Gmail is the domain name. So likewise heavens is the domain name here. The mail ID is oracle at heavens. The name which is appearing to represent that mail ID is the RDBMS, which is stored in the place of comment, which is the fifth field. The next field is the home directory. So you can see here the next field is this one, the home directory. So that home directory, as we know, every user, when user logs into the Unix system, a home will be allocated for that user. That is the home directory of the user, where the user ends up logging in. Whenever user logs in, for example, Oracle user logs in, home Oracle will be the home of the Oracle user. The login program reads this field to set the home variable. Okay, the login shell login program will read this this field, which is the entry in the etc password. This field will be seen and this corresponding value will be stored in the home variable, so that when we check the home variable, this home path of the Oracle user will be available when we log in as Oracle. Okay. Next one is the login shell. So you can see here, this is the login shell, the last one, /bin/ksh. Okay, that is the last seventh field, which is nothing but the login shell. So what is this login shell? It is the first program executed after login. Okay, so that because when we log in, the interface should be available so that the user works with the system. And which is the interface in the Unix operating system? The shell is the interface. So as soon as the user logs in, the shell will be available to the user, and here it is /bin/ksh. Okay, so this we are using the Korn shell. KSH stands for the Korn shell. Okay, so type of the shell and where the shell program is situated, in which path, that path will be given here, and using this path, the value of the shell environment variable will be set. Okay, this path will be set for the shell environment variable. For every line etc password, there is a corresponding line in the etc shadow. Okay, so here for every line in the etc, any entry, any user's entry which is made in the etc password, the corresponding entry will be there in etc shadow, because that shadow will be storing the encrypted version of the password. Okay, so here that entry will be like this: Oracle, some encrypted password, some other contents. Okay, so that entry will be the corresponding. So now for Oracle user, the corresponding entry is this one, where the encrypted password is stored in the, see, don't get confused. The password is not stored in etc password. So where it is stored, etc password, it is under root, right? Because it is starting with etc. It is a absolute path, right? So it is starting with a slash. So under root, etc built-in directory is there. Under etc password will be there. Okay. Okay, then this is the entry. Password will store the user details, an entry where encrypted password will not be stored, but the encrypted password will be stored in the etc shadow file. For every entry in etc password, there will be a corresponding entry in the etc shadow. Encrypted password is in second field and it is hard to crack. See this one. This is the second field, which is the encrypted password, which is hard to crack, right? You cannot understand what that password is. It is converted to some other form. Only intelligent hacker may crack it. Okay, that is about the etc shadow and etc password special files in Unix, which will be storing the user profile information like the user details and the password details. Next, let us study about an interesting command called grep command, which is used for searching for a pattern. This is used for searching a pattern. Okay, so we have studied in the earlier classes that one of the features of Unix operating system is pattern matching, right? One of the basic important feature of Unix is pattern matching, which is an important feature, pattern matching. So that pattern matching is supported by this grep command. Okay. So it is a search a file for a pattern to find or replace. Okay. See, earlier also we have written some patterns and we have searched on the shell, right? Which are they? Using wildcards we have written on the shell, to execute on the shell. So those patterns are used for searching the pattern for the file names. Okay. Those patterns which we have written using wildcards on the shell are used for, they are used with any command, isn't it? We used with cat command, cp command, cd command, any of the different commands, wc command, ls command we have used. Those are used for finding the file names. Okay, commonly appearing file names we have written. Suppose if you say f star, then all the files which are starting with f will be displayed. So that pattern we have written for finding the file names. But here using grep command, we will search a file for a pattern. Inside the file what contents are there, that contents we will search for a pattern. Okay, so earlier wildcards we have written pattern for searching the file names, but here we will write pattern to search the contents of a file, to find something, and if you want to find something you can find, and if you want to find and replace it with something else, that also you can do. Okay, so that is supported by this grep command. Okay, grep command, it has many abbreviations. Will you find and tell me what will be the abbreviations of grep command? Let us discuss about this in the next class. So find the full form of grep command and let me know. There are many examples. Okay, there are many abbreviations given for the grep command. So you can find few of them. Okay, then we will discuss about that in the next class. It scans the file or the input for a pattern and displays. Okay, it may check the contents of a file, or directly you can give some input from the standard input. We have seen in the previous class, right? You can directly take some input from the keyboard which is connected to standard input, right? So you can take the contents of the file as input, or directly you can take input from the keyboard, and then you can search for a pattern in that. Okay. Lines containing the pattern you can search. What you can search? What it will display? The grep command will display. It will display the lines containing the pattern, the line numbers, or the file names where the pattern occurs. Okay, these things you can find in the using the grep command. You can find the lines which are containing the given pattern, and the line numbers also you can display, and how many lines are there, in how many lines the given pattern is there, the total count also you can find, and also the file names where the pattern is occurring. If some pattern if we give like Unix, so that pattern in which are all the files Unix name is appearing, that it will display. Okay. The patterns with and without quotes is possible. So you can specify patterns in quotes or without quotes also you can specify. We will see when quote should be used and when quote should not be used or need not be used. It is safe to use the quote for the patterns. Okay, it is safe to use the quote for the pattern. Quote is mandatory when pattern involves more than one word. Okay, suppose you have more than one word, single word if you want to search for, then pattern is that pattern need not be placed in the quotes. But if multiple words are to be searched, then that pattern should be placed in the quotes. Okay. It returns the prompt in case the pattern can't be located. Okay, if the pattern is not found in the given file, then it will return the empty prompt. Okay. So here in the text file, Sumita Bada's text file, textbook, this emp.list, okay, this emp.list is a file given. So, and the data stored in this emp.list will be used for checking the values. Okay, so just look at this file. This file, which has multiple fields, will be used now on for many of the commands discussion. Their outputs will be based on this file. We will be using this emp.lst file for many of our operations in the future. So what it contains, in the first field it contains the employee ID. So the field separator is this one, the pipeline symbol, right? Pipeline symbol is used as a field separator. You can use anything. It is not necessary that you should use pipeline only. You can use colon also, you can use hyphen also as a field separator. Okay, so that is used for separating one field to another field. But in our DBMS or MySQL, it will be stored in the form of table, right? So their field separation and all, it's not necessary. But here, see, that is the disadvantage between the files and the DBMS, right? So here, to separate the field, you have to give a separator. There it will be stored in the form of table, so this separator is not necessary. It will automatically create separation between the values of the different fields, right? So now this pipeline symbol, every field you can see this pipeline symbol is used as a separator. The first field is employee ID, second field is the name of the employee, third field is the designation of the employee, fourth one is the department in which the employee works, the fifth one is the date of joining, and the last one is the salary. Okay, so this is a very small salary mentioned here. Okay, so this is the old content, so such very small salary. You can store according to your wish, but if you store this data only in your files, you can verify what data I have got is correct or not, the output. Okay, so these fields we will be using for checking many of our outputs, the command outputs in next discussions. The syntax of usage of grep command. So how the syntax will be? The grep command is used like this. Grep, it is for pattern matching. Then options are available. Options are optional, right? So you may use it or you may not use it. You can skip it. Options, many options are there for the grep command, we will discuss. Then the pattern which you want to search. Then in which file that pattern to be searched. These things you have to give for grep command as arguments. Okay, options are optional. You may give it or you may omit it. That is not mandatory. But the command, the pattern need to be searched, and the file name. You can give a single file name or you can give multiple file names also. In all those files, it will be searching for the pattern. Okay, so this is the syntax for the grep command. So examples, we'll see some of the examples. See here, grep, this is how you will give in the command prompt. Grep sales emp.list. Okay, in the emp.list, it will search for a pattern called, a word called sales. So wherever that sales appear, all those lines will be displayed. So if you take this example, so where and all the sales word is coming, that belongs to department, right? So sales is here, here, here and here. So the four occurrences of sales are appearing. The whole line will be displayed. Okay, this whole line where the sales pattern is appearing, this whole line will be displayed. Okay, these four lines will be displayed as the output of the grep command. Is that clear? So that is how you can use the grep command. So four lines will be the output of this file. Then precedent. See, here we have used quotes, here we have not used quotes. It is not mandatory to use quotes. Either you can use single quote or double quote, but it is not mandatory to use the quotes. But it is mandatory to use quotes when you use multiple words as argument, multiple words as pattern. If you are providing, then it should be enclosed in quotes. Okay, here it is not necessary as precedent is a single word. So if you search for precedent in emp.list. So let us see how many patterns are there. So precedent, how many patterns are there? It is the designation, right? Is there any pattern called precedent in this designation? So there is no precedent, right? There is no precedent occurrence. So it will not display any line. Okay, it will not display any line. Simply it will return the prompt, $prompt. Okay. Next, you can use this director in quote, or you can without quote also give it. Now we are using multiple files as argument. So now we are checking grep for the pattern director in the files employee1.list and employee2.list. So now wherever the director pattern appears in employee1.list and employee2.list, all those lines will be displayed. The entire lines will be displayed. See here what we are using a pattern which contains multiple words, two words. One is Jai and the other one is Sharma. You have to put in quotes. So what happens if you don't use quotes here? If you don't use quotes here, it will simply take only Jai as pattern and Sharma as the file name, isn't it? Because if you don't use the quote, first word will only be taken as the pattern, second word will be taken as the file name, and emp.list will also be taken as the file name. If a file name called Sharma doesn't exist, then it will give you the error, isn't it? So in order to avoid that confusion, the entire pattern Jai Sharma should be given within quotes. So now this entire thing will act as a pattern. Okay, now this pattern will be searched in a file called emp.list. Okay, so is there Jai Sharma in our list? Yes, there is Jai Sharma in our list. In this second line you can see Jai Sharma is present, and this entire line, one line, will be displayed. Okay, so we have found that Jai Sharma pattern in our file emp.list, and that will be displayed. So these are some of the examples, different types of examples of grep command. Let us check with something more of grep. Let us look at the options of grep command. So what are the different options you can use with grep command? So you can use -i option with grep command, which is used for ignoring case. Suppose you have Jai Sharma in small and Jai Sharma in capitals. Then see, if you look at this example, okay, let us take this sales only. If you have this sales in once in capitals and another sales appearance is in small, here it will display only the pattern which is there in small case. It will not display the sales pattern which is in capitals, because it will not match the case. Grep will not match the case. In order to match the case, you can use ignoring case. Okay, it will ignore the case, either the small letter sales or capital letter sales it will display when you use -i with grep. Then see here, -i Agarwal. So here Agarwal may be written all in small, or maybe first letter A in capitals, or the whole name may be in capitals Agarwal. Any occurrence it will display, any occurrence it will match. Any occurrence of Agarwal word it will match, -i. Then -v is for deleting lines. Okay, it will select all lines except those containing patterns. See, it will not harm the original file. Only in the display it will delete the lines, but in the original file the contents will not be deleted. Okay, it will select only those lines which matches the which will not match the pattern. Okay, it will delete only those files, those lines which will match the pattern, and rest of the contents of the file it will display like this. So now grep -v director emp.list, which is redirected to other list. Okay, so the output of this command will be redirected to another file called other list. Okay, so now what we will do here, we will use -v option which will take the emp.list file and will delete all the lines which contains the pattern director, and rest of them it will display. So let us see what it will display in our file. So here, where are the directors? Here one director, second, third and fourth. There are 4 directors. So these 4 lines will be deleted and other lines will be displayed as a part of the output. Okay, so that is how the -v option of the grep command works. The next option is displaying numbers. Display line numbers containing the pattern along with lines. Okay, so it will display the line numbers along with the line. So if we search for the pattern director, it is appearing in first line, fourth line, 8th line, 15th line. Okay, like that the number of the lines will also be displayed when you use -n option along with the grep. If it is like this, -n marketing emp.list. So the number of the line which contains this marketing pattern will be displayed. So where the marketing pattern is there, here marketing is here, here, here and here, right? So these line numbers will be displayed. This is the third line, this is the 11th line, this is 14th, this is 15th line. Okay, so those numbers, line numbers will also be displayed along with the output. The whole lines along with line numbers will be displayed. 3rd, 11th, 14th, 15th, those lines will be displayed along with the line numbers. Then counting lines containing pattern. Okay, how many lines are containing this pattern? You can count using an option called -c. It will count the number of lines containing the pattern. It is not same as number of occurrences. Okay, so here, see what is the meaning of this line? Not same as number of occurrences. That means in a single line the pattern given may be occurring 2 or 3 times. It will not consider, only the number of lines it will consider. Okay, if there are 4 lines out of which one line contains 2 times, then also it will give 4 as output, because it will only count the lines, number of lines, but not the number of occurrences. Okay, see example here like this, -c director. So how many director occurrences are there, and the line count will be given. There were 4 directors, right? So 4 will be displayed. Similarly here, if you say grep -c director emp star dot list, so you can use the pattern also for matching the files. What is star dot list? Emp should, the file name should start with emp followed by anything, but it should end with .lst, right? It should start with emp followed by anything because of star, and .lst should be used at the end. Okay, so it can match emp.list, it can match emp22.list, empn.list, any file name. Okay, it should start with emp followed by anything but end with .lst. That is the meaning of this pattern. So in all those files, if director pattern is there, it will count the number of lines because of -c and will display. Then -l option for grep displays only the names of the files containing the pattern. It will not give you how many lines, or it will not give you the lines which contain the pattern, but it will give you the names of the files which contain the pattern. So here if you use grep -l manager star.list, that means if any file which is ending with .list and their manager pattern is present in any of those files, it will display. Then matching multiple patterns. You can use multiple patterns also, you can find. See, here we are giving only one pattern to be searched, right? You can use multiple patterns also for searching using an option called -e. See, all these options, this is a very, very important question paper question grep. Whenever a question comes of grep, you have to write why it is used, what it will perform, then the syntax and all these different types of examples, their options, everything you need to write, and examples for options and explanation. Simply if you write examples, it is not sufficient. You have to write example, their output, and also explanation why this output is coming for this example, that also you have to mention. Okay, so now matching multiple patterns will be written like this. See, multiple patterns you can match like this: grep -e Agarwal, grep -e Agrawal, -e. For every pattern you have to specify -e when you are matching multiple pattern. Okay, so you can see here Agarwal with capital A, here Agarwal with double G, here Agrawal. Okay, so Agarwal's only different patterns it is written. So if you want to search any Agarwal's, you can use this patterns, and you can see in a single command you can give them with -e. You can match the multiple patterns by specifying -e for every pattern. Is that clear? So that is how you can use the -e option for matching the multiple patterns. The next option is for taking patterns from a file. See, instead of writing like this as we see in the previous slide, for matching multiple patterns using -e. So how practical this is? If there are 5 patterns, if there are 10 patterns, if there are 15 patterns to be searched for, then how feasible it is or how good it is to write all of them by having this -e option. That will not be good, right? That is not a good practice. So what you can do, you can club all those patterns which you want to search in a file. Okay, see, all the patterns you can list which you want to search in a file. Let us say it as file 1, and you can give this file 1 itself as an argument to grep, and all these patterns which you have listed in file 1 will be searched in the given file. For example, if you use like this, so let us take this as pattern.lst as let us say pattern.lst. Okay, so this pattern.lst file has set of patterns to be searched. With -f option, you will give pattern.lst, which is this file where all the patterns are listed, and these all patterns will be searched in the file called emp.list, and wherever the patterns are matched, those lines will be listed as output. Okay, those lines will be listed as output. Understood? We'll create a file called pattern.lst. It is not mandatory. You can give any file name. Here for understanding we have given pattern.lst. So this pattern.lst will contain all the patterns which you want to search, and then that itself is given as an argument to grep with -f option, and all these patterns to be searched in a file called emp.list, and wherever it finds these patterns in emp.list, all those lines will be displayed as output. Is that clear? So these are all the important grep options. When grep option, the question may be explain the grep options also separately. Then you have to give all these options, their explanations, and the respective examples and their outputs and explanation of the output. Everything is necessary. Okay, so let us execute these commands and check. Okay, here I have created a file called emp.list where I have stored the details of the same kind where I have shown you that list emp.list. So let us see the contents of emp.list. Let us say cat emp.list these are all the files. Okay, so these are all the contents. I have used pipeline itself as a separator, and I have stored all these contents in this file emp.list. Okay, so accordingly you also can create a file like this and store these contents. You know how to create a file, right? Either you can use cat command, but for writing such a big content in a file, it is better to go for vi editor. They open the vi editor and create a file, then store the details. Okay, so now based on this file we will work on the commands. Let us check for a pattern. Let us say grep. You can use them with quotes or without quotes. Both will work. We'll check both of them. Grep sales in emp.list. Okay, grep sales emp.list. Then it will display all the lines which are having sales as the pattern. You can check here, right? Sales pattern is available in the department field of the file. So you can see in all the lines sales is available. All 4 lines sales is available, right? So this pattern you can search. Let us check another without command, another pattern. Grep. So you can use same only, sales only, without pattern. emp.list. So here also it will display sales. When quotes are necessary, when you have multiple words as the file name. Okay, now if you check for grep, let us say president. President in file emp.list. It will not give you any line because president pattern is not present in the emp.list. Okay. Next, let us say grep. We have hello word in many of the files, right? So I will say hello in all those files which start with F. Okay, this is the pattern. I want to search the pattern hello in all those files which start with F. Okay, it is not there. Let us take some other files. Okay, let us check for grep hello in all the files. The pattern hello in all the files which start with N. Okay, we have some files called node, node2, new. We have created in our previous classes, right? Which start with N, and we have hello word there. So check. So in all those files, it is saying new programs is a directory which is also starting with N. So it is telling it is a directory. It cannot have a hello file, hello word. Okay. But new with 2 W's, 3 W's, hello word is there. Node is there. Node 2 also it contains hello word. So those lines it is specifying. Okay. It is listing. Next, let us search for the pattern with multiple words. Let us say grep Jai Sharma in emp.list. So it says no such file or directory Sharma. I told you, it will only take Jai as the pattern here, and Sharma will be taken as a file name. So it is telling Sharma is a no such file or directory. So you have to enclose both the words in a single in a quote. Okay, so you can say as a single pattern you have to project. Within quotes we can say Jai Sharma within quotes and then say emp.lst. See, either single quote or double quote, both will work, but it should be enclosed in quotes. So it is displaying Jai Sharma details. Next, let us work with options of grep command. Let us see the file. Cat imp.lst. These are the contents. You can see last line contains sales in capitals, but other lines where sales is present is small. Let us check for finding sales. Let us say grep sales in emp.list. There should be a space in between. Space, paste, enter. So it will display all the sales, all the lines which contain the pattern sales, but not the last line because it is having the capital word, right? So now to get the sales pattern both in capital and small, you can use -i option. Let us say grep -i. Then sales. Now it will ignore the case. Okay, -i is for ignoring the case, either capital or small, both it will display. Oh, sorry, file name we have not given, right? So give the file name. So now you can see the output along with capitals. It is also a small sales. It is also displaying the sales pattern in capitals. Okay. Earlier you can see only 4 lines were there which contains the sales in small, but now it has 5 lines which includes the sales word in capitals also. Okay, I'm sorry, I have some dogs and cats at home, so in between you'll have to listen to their noises also. Now let us use -n option with grep. Let us say -n is for displaying the line numbers. Okay, so let us use -n for finding the sales pattern only in the file emp.list. Now you can see the line numbers in the very first letter is in the output is the line number 1, 4, 6 and 8. That means first, 4th, 6th and 8th lines are having the sales pattern. Okay, you can merge the option also. So you can say -ni, then say sales. Now it will give the line numbers also and ignore the case also, right? Now it will display 5 lines. Previous output is 1, 4, 6, 8 only. Now it is 1, 4, 6, 8, 10 also, right? Because it is ignoring the case as well as it is displaying the line numbers. Okay, then the next option is counting lines containing patterns. How many lines are there containing that pattern? So we can use this same thing. We can use -c option. Then let us use the same word sales for finding. Then the name of the file let us give as emp.list. So 4. There are 4 occurrences of sales. Suppose if you give the same thing with -i also, then what it will give you? It will give you the count as 5. It is ignoring the case, so it will include the last line which sales in capitals also. So it is giving 5. Earlier it is 4. There it was not ignoring the case, right? Then we can go for displaying the file names. Okay, it will display the file names also where the pattern is containing. Let us say grep hello n star. So it will display all the file names which contain the pattern and also start with n. So these are all the files which start with N. Okay. Then to match multiple patterns, let us say grep with -e for matching the multiple patterns. Now I will give the pattern director, then -e, sales, then -e, let us give GM, general manager. File name I have to give. Let me copy and paste. So file name is emp.list. Okay. So now it will display all the lines which have the pattern. So first line is with sales, second line is with director, third line is with director, fourth is also director, fifth is having GM, and last one is again sales. In the order only it will display, right? In the order only it will display. You can use line numbers also as option. Okay, you can try that. Otherwise, every time I have to use line numbers, you can try that. I'll leave it to you as an example. Sorry, exercise. The final option of grep is -f, which is used for searching a pattern which is given in a file. Okay, let us create a file. Let us say cat, we'll say pattern.txt. I will take in short pat.list, pattern.list. Now I will store all my patterns here. I want to search for sales. I want to search for director. I want to search for GM. Then also I want to search for manager. Okay. These are the things I would like to search. So multiple patterns I have stored in a file. Okay. You can see here. These are the patterns I want to search, which I have stored: sales, director and GM. Okay, which is stored in pattern.list. Now I will give that pattern as the argument for grep. Pattern as the argument for grep. Say grep -f. Now pattern is stored in pattern.list, so I'll give that file as the argument. Then I will say emp.list. So pattern should be searched in emp.list. Patterns are available in pattern.list and those pattern to be searched in emp.list. Okay. So now you can see the patterns are taken from pattern.list. It is displaying the contents of the file emp.list, which is sales, which is GM and which is manager. Okay, all of them it is sales and director. All these will be displayed here. Okay, that is how you can store the pattern in a file and then you can take that as an argument to grep command. Fine. Okay, we then check for the -v option, right? -v option is for deleting the lines, but it will not delete the original contents of the file. It will only delete those lines in the output. Okay, so now let us see. Let us give as grep -v. Let us take sales only. Grep -v sales from emp.list. So what it will do, it will not display, it will delete the lines which are having the sales word and it will display rest of the contents of the file. Okay, it will not delete from the original file. Okay, let us check that. So now see, it is displaying. So now my command is here. It is displaying all the output of the file but not the word with sales, but here you can ask me why this sales is displayed. Can you answer me why this sales is displayed? Because it is in capital letters. We are not ignoring the case. You can ignore the case also. Let us say grep minus v with I sales from emp.list. Now you can check that capital sales is also not displayed. Okay, that is how you can delete. Now you can check the contents of emp.list also. Now all lines are there, right? All lines which I have stored in emp.list are present. Sales words are also present. Only while displaying it will delete. It will not harm the original file. Okay. So that is how the grep command works. Is that interesting? So try all of them. We will see more such things with creating patterns to common patterns using meta characters to search with grep command in the next class. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye bye.